All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Shire Homestead. We are on. Ooh, it is. Look at that. Hey, it's hard. It's not perfect. It's got some time yet, and some spots that didn't quite get fully gelled in, but we're not doing too bad. I'm not going to mess around with it a whole lot. I just came out here to cut out windows and doors, which seems like, since we're still in the slightly gelled phase, that should be pretty easy. Well, let's find out. Look at that. I should go straight to the bottom, and we should have no problems cutting right along the edge. Yeah, look at that. Oh, sorry. This is like the ideal time to do it. So, yesterday, whilst doing all of the stuff for fiberglass, this was one heck of a predicament. Probably some of the most difficult stuff that I have done. See, there we go. Just like that. And I've even done concrete work. Like when we poured the, I built this for the carport. I built the whole carport, but I poured a foundation, a footing here that was actually supposed to be meant for an actual garage. So that if we don't want a carport, we can have a detached garage here and then just run like one electrical line from the house to get lights and basic power out here. But even doing this concrete work, I don't think was as hard as doing this fiberglass work. It'd have been helpful if we had about 5 other people helping us. And that just wasn't the case here. There are a couple spots, like I said, that have bubbles. I don't know if you can see this, but that's a cavity. There's nothing behind it. So what I'll probably end up doing is when this is all dry, I'll cut this open and I'll refill it. I might not even cut it open. I might just sand it open and refill it. But most of this stuff ended up pretty good. And the whole point was to make sure the seams were covered so that we didn't have water infiltration anywhere. And it's looking like we did a pretty good job of that. See, there's still spots in here that don't have fluid or resin in them all the way. And we can fix that because the resin by itself should do that no problem. I can let some resin gel up and spread it around like putty. But for the most part, we did a pretty good job. So now it's just a matter of cutting out doors and windows and then letting this sucker dry for the next 7 days. And hopefully there won't be too much stuff or too many problems with it when we go to take it out or put it in the rain. So here's the roof. That actually turned out pretty nice too. But even the spots that were a little thicker, like through here, you can see there's like this resin texture. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's good to see from this way here. Yeah. Here's a good pool like right here. There. You see how like there's resin there that's extra? I would have loved to have done that in more spots. And then there's also some spots like this that are like just sticking up that I'll probably end up sanding down. But this will definitely work to make the camper waterproof. And even the spots that have bubbles, like this one and this one, again, I think, yeah, this one's a pretty easy one to see, a bubble. Even that one, I think, after we sand it and then we refill it with, what am I thinking of? Epoxy, we should be okay. But I gotta wait the 7 days to let this thing cure fully. Yes, it's technically okay right now. It's cured, but it needs, I don't know, 7 days, I think, at 77 degrees, which is kind of funny that it's the 777 epoxy to cure all the way. So we'll cut these windows and door holes out, and then we'll be able to work on the inside while this stuff is setting up on the outside. So I'll see you back here in a little bit, probably with an inside project. I might make the bed or continue working on the galley sections. All right, here's our next project, everybody. We're building the bed, and so I've got 2x2s, furring strips, Nothing fancy. They're 10 inches off the ground. That way we've got some storage underneath the bed. And nice cut. And basically what we're going to do is put bed slats on this so it'll fit a king size bed. And then our headboard will rest against that, and then another board that'll go across here, and there'll be a shelf on top. So you'll see that in probably a little while. But the plan today was just to get this bed sort of situated in here the way we want, and I think it's turning out pretty good. So that's nice. There should be plenty to support. It's supposed to support 600 pounds per chunk. So that chunk, middle chunk, other chunk. They're 30 inches wide, so that should be just fine. And up here, the fiberglass actually turned out halfway decent. Not a lot of issues. There's a little bit of globbed epoxy. You can see that one right in front of the camera. But overall, it went pretty good. I mean, the job up here I think is probably the easiest because we're working with gravity. There's one little bubble right here I see, but that's because there's a hole in the wood, so we can patch that later. But it overall went pretty good. Just some high spots I have to sand down where the seams met. So we'll keep on this project. We'll come back to you in a little bit. All right, so most of the platform pieces we got squared away. Kate's cranking the trailer up so water runs off. We've got our back section. So basically this will turn into our headboard. So the bed will come up, 8-inch bed, and then you'll have a little bit of a headboard, and then you'll have a shelf up here. So I'll put plywood sheathing on this, and then I'll put a couple of outlets, probably one in this corner and one in that corner, so we can charge our phones and stuff at night. Yeah, and then underneath is storage here, and underneath the bed is storage. So we got a lot of storage in this son of a gun. The next thing we're going to try and tackle is probably the galley, because I'd rather do that before we put the electrical and things in, so we know exactly where we have to run stuff. So that means the AC is going to go in this corner, the microwave will go in this corner, our battery box will probably be in the center on the top, and then we'll run everything from that center top point around to all the different things that we need to run it to. So if you like what we do here at Sterling Shire Homestead, give us a like and a subscribe. And I guess I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.